I'm Nick Snow, watching Government for Oil and Gas Journal in Washington, D.C. The U.S. Department of Energy continues to review applications to export liquefied natural gas. Christopher A. Smith, DOE's Acting Assistant Secretary for Fossil Energy, said that as of June 7th, DOE had approved 24 long-term applications to export 29.41 billion cubic feet per day of LNG from 21 new terminals in the lower 48 states to countries having a free trade agreement with the United States. 3 more applications were pending, he added. DOE also had approved 2 applications to export 3.6 BCFD from 2 terminals and had 21 applications pending to export another 25.61 BCFD to non-FTA countries, Smith told a June 18th hearing of the House Energy and Commerce Committee's Energy and Power Subcommittee. Another witness, Bill Cooper, president of the Center for Liquefied Natural Gas, noted that DOE published an order of precedence, commonly known as the Q, on December 15th to process applications it had at the time, as well as others which were coming in. He questioned its validity, saying establishing the Q actually amended existing procedures without the necessary public comment period. Dominion Cove Point LNG LLP is nevertheless fourth in line. The Dominion Resources subsidiary hosted OGJ and other Washington oil and gas reporters at its Cove Point terminal in nearby Lusby, Maryland, on May 10th. It was a welcome opportunity for journalists who normally cover policy issues to visit a working energy facility. Cove Point remains a working operation despite its not having received any LNG imports since early 2013. LNG is circulated through its system to keep equipment in good working shape, as Dominion, which acquired it in 2000, awaits DOE's decision. The terminal was built in the 1970s and received LNG from 1978 to 1980 and from 2003 until recently. Dominion reported April 1st that the plant fully subscribed its export capacity over 20 years to U.S. affiliates of Japanese trading company Sumitomo Corp. And GAIL India Limited. Sumitomo, in turn, has announced agreements with Tokyo Gas and Kansai Electric Power. GAIL is India's largest gas processing and distribution company, Dominion said. It also awarded its engineering, procurement, and construction contract for new liquefaction facilities to a joint venture of IHI-EC International Corporation of Houston and Kiewit Corporation of Omaha, Nebraska, following completion of the front-end engineering and design. Dominion Cove Point also submitted a more than 12,000-page application for the $3.4 to $3.8 billion project to the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission in early April. While the gas liquefied there would likely come from several areas, the site is ideally situated to use gas from the Marcellus and Utica shales, officials noted. The terminal in Chesapeake Bay is capable of handling vessels with 267 cubic meters of LNG capacity. The pier was expanded in 2011 to take QMax tankers. Standing there, it's possible to see huge cargo ships coming to and from the Port of Baltimore outside an exclusion zone marked by buoys in the bay. The U.S. Coast Guard and other authorities quickly intercept pleasure and small fishing boats which occasionally wander into it and escort them to safer waters. Soon after being sworn in on May 21st, U.S. Energy Secretary Ernest J. Moniz said he wants to examine LNG export issues more closely. In his keynote address June 17th to the U.S. Energy Information Administration's annual meeting, he said he would move expeditiously once he's finished that examination. Operators will be ready to move ahead once they receive the necessary approvals if Dominion's Cove Point facility represents their overall situation. Construction of the new facilities there would start in 2014 and go into service 3 years later, officials said. That's Watching Government for this week. In Washington, I'm Nick Snow for Oil and Gas Journal.